It ain't but one guy. Hold on. It ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy keeping him away from him. That's Terence Crawford.
Hey, but one guy. Everyone in the room picked you to win. Everyone that I asked. Everyone.
Except for me, guess what?
Because I heard he could really play.
No. He can't even be Shakur.
He can't fuck with me.
You.
What's Shakur lied to you?
You lost. I seen the video.
You ain't seen my video.
Oh, I didn't.
Exactly.
I just seen the video.
Exactly. What would happen?
Exactly.
Now that you take care of business, how does you and Devin Haney in? How does that fight do?
Knockout.
Say this.
Devin Haney being at 147, he called Devin Haney out. What do you think about that fight if it's 1 or 2 fights away?
It's kind of a tough fight right now because Devin Haney is right back at the top of his game. Devin showed that the weight loss was probably causing him to not have as good punch resistance, and it also probably wasn't causing him to have as much power or explosiveness as he has. He showed tremendous power, tremendous punch resistance in that fight against Norman, and for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's gonna be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different.
Terence Crawford has a warning for Devin Haney, saying he shouldn't overlook Keyshawn Davis. Crawford believes Haney will have a hard time dealing with Davis's power and non-stop pressure inside the ring.
He can't beat you though.
How you gonna bet on somebody else?
I'm gonna bet on him against you.
I will beat you.
No, you can't beat me, but I bet he beat you.
Terence Crawford also cautioned Devin Haney that boxing can humble anyone who takes Keyshawn Davis lightly. He believes Davis's strength and determination could cause serious problems.
And spit you out. You know, out with the old and with the new.
Ali, well, as y'all were asking questions, I think
Keyshawn Davis, who shares a close bond with Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford, continues to learn from Shakur every step of the way. Shakur believes the spotlight now belongs to Keyshawn.
Nah, that.
Yeah.
Nigga. Come on.
Yeah.
We getting past that, and that was your turn. And I'm not gonna allow and sit back and allow you to even waste that talent that you got. Cause I've been told, Key, for years, bro, you could be one of the best. All you gotta do is just, boom, discipline.
you know with both of y'all being the best, they always gonna want it. And
They
I
gotta
know
come with it.
You know they always gonna want to see it though. You know everybody always gonna want to see it.
We get to see it.
Keyshawn Davis revealed that talks are still moving forward and said his fight with Devin Haney is expected to take place in 2026, setting up one of boxing's biggest matchups.
Let's do it. You know, I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted like, Keyshawn, let's do it.
He said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted like something like that. Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it makes money, it makes sense.
Right. So obviously I want to get your take on your brother, Shakur, Dominic.
Roy Jones Jr. spoke highly of Keyshawn Davis, praising the level of competition he has faced along with his outstanding speed, and called him one of boxing's brightest young talents.
And he's fought some elite guys. He's come up short, but he's always fought hard and he's never been stopped. I thought Keyshawn looked really, really good early on in that fight. He looked very poised. And Jermaine was fighting a fight that you typically don't see him fight. Jermaine is known for being very physical, very rough, and he's going to make it dirty if he has to. He was laying back, and it looked like he was allowing Keyshawn to take some ground and get established, but then Ortiz flipped the script and changed the game plan. He started to get into his normal bag of roughhousing and making things dirty. And I said, man, I like that. I was telling Shakur, I was in the locker room watching. I said, I like what he did right there because he went away, let you get comfortable. And then he said, no, here I am. I'm going to be the guy that you actually thought you was going to be fighting, but I'm not going to do it in the first round. You saw Keyshawn have to make some adjustments.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Keyshawn Davis should take another 1 or 2 fights before facing Devin Haney so he can enter that challenge fully prepared.
You understand me? So you gotta have that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy. You can never count him out. However, if I were pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or 2 before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's gonna become to beat.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough fight, you know, for Keyshawn Davis. And I think in many respects, Devin Haney too. You can't take Keyshawn Davis light. He can really fight. He's really like that. The weight difference is a concern, and it's a fair question. Is he ready now? Is he ready a fight or two from now? But that's the fight really. If you really want to you want to scream, I'm back. That's the type of fight that you want, because obviously it's in the Turkey Al-Sheikh universe, and that's
Greg Hackett shared his thoughts on a possible fight between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney, explaining why boxing needs matchups like this. He said these fights push the sport forward because both men understand each other's abilities, making the contest even more important. Hackett stressed that fans always want to watch the best compete against the best. Haney against Shakur Stevenson, Haney against Teofimo Lopez, and now Davis against Haney. He believes these are the fights that show who truly belongs among the elite, while lower-level opponents simply can't compete physically or mentally.
It's because there's things each one of them know about each other. They know that those are great fights. We need those fights. We need those fights. We need the Dev and Shakur. We need the Dev and Tio. We need the Africa and Shakur, the Africa and Tio. We need the Gary Antoine mixed in there. We need the Lamont Roach mixed in there. It's a lot of guys. The Abdullah Masons mixed in there. It's a lot of guys we need mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? These are the fights we need. Those other guys, the B-class, C-class guys, they can't keep up with them, either physically or mentally, or both together. They can't keep up with them. You see it.
What kind of message do you think Keyshawn, made it in possibly the 40 to 47 division, beating Jermaine Ortiz the way he did?
I mean, I don't know. 47 is a different division.
Hackett also discussed Davis's recent victory over Jermaine Ortiz, saying it was an impressive performance at 140 pounds, but moving up to 147 will present a much tougher test. Even so, he doesn't think Davis is too small for the weight class, noting that fighters often appear larger on television than they actually are. Hackett believes the biggest challenge will be whether Davis can stay calm and consistent as he moves higher in the rankings. With his talent, background, and determination, Hackett feels Davis can compete with anyone. A fight against Haney, in his opinion, is exactly the kind of top-level battle boxing should deliver.
Is he too small for 147? He looked good at 40.
No, I don't think he's too small. These guys only look real big on TV. When you see these guys in person, they don't be that big. You know what I'm saying? So he's not too small, no. The thing is, with Keyshawn, can he keep it together? Can he keep it together mentally? If he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn. If he do that he say he been doing, which I don't know if he was lying or not, saying that he was drinking and camp and shit like that, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know if it's, if he was telling the truth. I don't know. But if he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn.
Say Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney happen next. Who would you favor?
It's tough.
Boxing analyst recently responded to Keyshawn Davis's confident statement that nobody can beat him between 140 and 147 pounds. Davis has openly said he wants to fight Devin Haney before moving to the welterweight division, which many feel has slowed down lately. The analyst explained that there are very few fresh matchups at welterweight right now. Big names like Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, and others already have plans in place, leaving the division searching for new excitement.
47, and he says he wants to fight Jermaine Ortiz and then move up to welterweight, which would be perfect because, like I told you, I really am the best in this business. Like, everything I say is like clockwork, right? It's amazing to me. Sometimes I amaze myself. So what am I talking about? I literally just said welterweight is dry. It's a stale, stagnant, horrible division right now. Not too many ways to mix and match the guys, and then the guys you could mix and match are pretty much busy. The Ryans, the Barrioses, and the Rollies, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I told you it's going to require, this is how it works in the sport of boxing. I know because The
analyst said boxing becomes more exciting whenever fighters move into new weight classes because it creates fresh rivalries and bigger opportunities. He used Jaron Boots Ennis moving from 147 to 154 as an example, bringing attention to possible fights with Sebastian Fundora, Virgil Ortiz, Jermall Charlo, and Errol Spence. He believes the same thing could happen at welterweight if rising names like Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Gary Antoine Russell decide to move up. For Davis, stepping into that division would challenge him against larger opponents while giving fans the major fights they want. The analyst feels Davis's confidence and ambition could help bring new life back to the welterweight division and attract plenty of attention.
More, just like Jerron Boots Ennis couldn't make 47, and he moved up to 154. Now 54 is cracking. They got 54 out here cracking. Tons of names where you can mix and match the Funduras, the Virgil Ortiz, Jermell Charlo, possibly Errol Spence, Murda Zailev, Boots, right? You got tons of ways you can mix and match these people. 47 right now is dry, so it's going to take Shakur's and the Keyshawns and Gary Antoine Russells or the El Rayos, you know, different Edwin De Los Santos, Matias, different guys to move up to start to purge and like fill out the division. Right now, it's not many options. Again, Devin versus Louis Crockpot is a terrible fight, and I don't know anyone that...
Keyshawn Davis has officially confirmed that Louis Crocker will be his next opponent before he steps into the ring with Devin Haney, even though he called out Haney immediately after knocking out Jermaine Ortiz. That decision has created debate because many noticed Davis never mentioned Crocker during his post-fight interview. Instead, he focused completely on Haney. Now that the agreement is in place, Davis says fighting Crocker first is part of his plan to improve his position before negotiating with Haney.
So, after you knocked out Jermaine Ortiz, let me get this straight. After you stopped Jermaine Ortiz, you made no mention of Louis Crocker. The first name you called out was Devin Haney, and the only name. Unless I missed the rest of the interview. And now, you saying you had a deal in place to fight Louis Crocker next. And then, if it's worth your while, then you'll fight Devin Haney. Because, and I get it, he believes that he needs to get this belt from Louis Crocker for them to value him the way he wants to be.
The reason is straightforward. Crocker owns a title that Davis believes will increase his value before a Haney fight becomes official. Even so, some critics believe calling out Haney while already knowing Crocker was next has confused fans and led to accusations of chasing attention. Many expected Davis to face Haney right away, but boxing business often changes those plans. By beating Crocker first, Davis believes he will have stronger leverage and more credibility when pursuing Haney. Some see the decision as smart strategy, while others think it sent mixed messages. Either way, Davis remains one of boxing's fastest rising names, and the road toward Haney continues to build excitement.
With leverage with Devin Haney. I get it. So what's the point in calling out Devin Haney? Why didn't you tell the world I'm going to fight Louis Crocker next? Because he knows it's not going to be acceptable. If he came out and he says, after Jermaine Ortiz, I'm fighting Louis Crocker, he knows that the fans ain't going to accept that. So he's saying Devin Haney multiple times because he understands what Devin Haney represents. This is what many people will call clout chasing. So you're using Devin Haney's name, but you know you have no intentions of fighting him next? Make this make sense.
Floyd Schofield recently made headlines while discussing a possible fight between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney. He admitted both fighters are exciting to watch but said he doesn't believe Davis would defeat Haney. In Schofield's opinion, Haney's experience and growth give him the advantage, especially after the composed performance he showed in his latest fight. He also said Davis looked impressive against Jermaine Ortiz, but felt Ortiz fought too cautiously and never really forced the action, making Davis appear even stronger.
Up there, Devin is Devin. Devin gonna show up. It's gonna be a great fight with either one of them. Cause Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another one.
Fight though, I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them a good fight. Even I don't think Keyshawn is gonna beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight. Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie, as much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to.
Schofield also questioned the ending of the Ortiz fight, saying the referee stopped it too early and didn't give Ortiz enough time to get back up. Although he respects Davis's ability and fighting mentality, Schofield still believes Haney is the better fighter. He pointed to Haney taking clean punches without falling apart as proof of his toughness. At the same time, he admitted Davis has the talent, size, and speed to make it a competitive contest, especially if he starts putting his combinations together earlier. In the end, Schofield sees Davis against Haney as an excellent matchup, but feels Haney's experience and toughness could make the difference.